Let's begin Skill 34, writing decimals as percents. Remember that Skill 34 is part of RTI packet number 4, and it's going to be due on Friday, January 16th, and the quiz will be on Tuesday, January 20th. In order to write a decimal as a percent, we first have to express the decimal as a fraction with a denominator of 100, and then we can express the fraction as a percent. So the very first thing we're going to do in the examples, we take 9/100ths. If you read this properly, 9/100ths, we're going to put 9 over 100. And once you get it over 100, then you can just take the numerator and add a percent sign. So 9%. Here we have 5/1000ths. So we're going to write it as a fraction, 5/1000ths. But in order to get it over 100, we're going to have to move our decimal point one place to the left. So remember that 5 has an assumed decimal point here, and we're going to move it one place to the left and get 0.5 over 100. So we move it one place to the left in the 5, and we're also going to move it one place to the left in the 1000 to become 100. So we get 0.5 over 100. And then once you do that, you just take that numerator of 0.5 and you make it a percent. Let's take a look at number 3. We have 1.8 or 1 8/10. In order to do this one, we're going to put 18 over 10. So we're going to move our decimal point. We've got 18 over 10. Now we need to make that 100. So to do that, we're going to multiply 10 by 10 to get 100, so we multiply 18 by 10 to get 180. So now we've got 180 over 100, or 180%. There's also a shortcut to writing a decimal as a percent, and that shortcut says that we're just going to move the decimal point 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So let's look at these examples. If we have 25/100ths, we're going to take that decimal point, move it 2 places to the right, and add a percent. 9/10ths, we're going to take our decimal point, move it 2 places to the right, and we get 90%. Now I don't know about you, but I think that it's much easier to do it this way rather than having to change those fractions like we did and have to think all that through. So I think it's much easier just to move your decimal point to the right. So you choose which method you like. I'm going to choose the easy one of moving my decimal point. So let's look down at the bottom. 66/100ths. Move my decimal point 2 places to the right, and I add a percent, 66%. 8/100ths. I move the decimal point 2 places to the right, which is 8 over 100, right? 8%. 75/100ths, move my decimal point 2 places to the right, 75%. 1/1000th, I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places to the right, and now I am 0.1, so I have 0.1%. So just be very careful to only move your decimal point twice. 1 19/100ths. Now, you've got to think about this one a little bit, because you've got to decide, is this one going to be greater than 100% or less than 100%? If I take my decimal point and move it 2 places to the right, I get 119, 119%, because what it's saying is I have 1 19/100ths more, so I know it has to be over 100. 72/100ths, move your decimal point 2 places, you get 72%. 136/1000ths, move your decimal point 2 places, you get 13.6%. 4 2/100ths, again, you should notice that this one's going to be over 100%. We move our decimal point 2 places to the right, we get 402%. So really, if you use your shortcut, these are going to be very easy for you. So if you understand it and you don't need to go back and review, you can go ahead and turn to page 68 and I'll give you the homework. Okay, so now we're on page 68 for skill 34, and the problems I would like for you to do are circled: 17, 18, 19, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 45, 46, 47, and 48. And I would recommend that you use the shortcut. Just move your decimal point 2 places to the right and then add a percent sign. But be careful to rewrite your number after you've moved your decimal point. That way it's easy to see whether or not you got the correct answer. When you're finished with skill 34 and you feel comfortable with it, you may move to skill 35 and finish out your RTI packet number 4.